The topic of our today's class is indices and standard form. This topic is from CIE Mathematics Syllabus 4024 and its learning objectives are: the learning objectives of indices are understand and use the rules of indices, use and interpret positive, negative, fractional and zero indices. Then in the standard form, we have learning objective, use the standard form a into 10 raised to the power n, where n is a positive or negative integer and a will always lie in between 1 to 10. Okay. Now, first of all, we will discuss all the rules of indices. So, the first rule of indices is if we have same bases with multiplication sign, then their powers will be added, okay, or their index will be added, or indices will be added, okay. So if here we have same bases, like here we have base a and this is base a, so we have same bases and in between we have multiplication sign. So same bases with multiplication sign, powers will be added. So that's why here we have added power m and n. So on the right hand side here we have an example, like if we have 2 raised to the power 5 into 2 raised to the power 3, then both will be added and we have the final answer as 2 raised to the power 8. Now if we have same bases with division sign in between, so here we have same bases with division sign in between, so their powers will be subtracted. So it will be a raised to the power m minus n. So on the right hand side we have an example, so 5 raised to the power 7 divided by 5 raised to the power 3, so it will be subtracted, so 7 minus 3. So that's why 7 minus 3 is 5 raised to the power 4. Then the next rule is if we have a power inside and outside the bracket, then these two powers will multiply with each other. Okay, I am repeating this one, that these two will not be added. Okay. If we have a power inside and outside the bracket, okay, then these two powers will multiply by each other. So if we multiply this, so m multiply by n, and on the right hand side, if we multiply 3 into 7, so it's 3 7 times 21. Now if any variable or number has power 1, then it will be same variable or same number as the answer. Now if any variable or any index has power 0, okay, any variable or any number has power 0, then remember that it will be equal to 1. So here we have, if we have a raised to the power 0, then it will be equal to 1. If we have even 34 raised to the power 0, then it will also equal to 1. Then if we have any fraction like a upon b and whole power is m, then this power m is on a as well as on b, okay. And similarly on the right hand side, if we have 5 upon 6 whole square, okay, then we will take the square of 5 as well as the square of 6, so it will be 25 upon 36. Then if we have any negative index on any variable like a raised to the power minus m, then remember that we never leave answer with a negative index, we will always keep it positive. So to make this positive, what we will do, we will shift it into the denominator. So if a has power negative m, we will shift it into the denominator to make it positive. Okay. Now it will be 1 upon a raised to the power n. So on the right hand side, we have 9 raised to the power minus 2. So if we shift it into the denominator, it will be 1 upon 9 squared. And 9 squared is equal to 81. Then for example, we have a raised to the power x upon y. Then remember this thing, like if we break this power as x raised to the power a raised to the power x, and then outside if we write 1 upon y. Then remember whenever we have a square root, okay, if we have a square root 49, so when we remove this square root, we will write power 1 upon 2, okay. If we have a cube root, if we remove the cube root, we will write power 1 upon 3. If we have fourth root, then if we remove the root, we will write power 1 upon 4. Okay. So here also, like if we have a raised to the power x upon y, we will break this power as a raised to the power x, and then outside power will be 1 upon y. So if we write 1 upon y as a square root, then it will be y root of x, a raised to the power x. It will be yth root, okay? And similarly on the right hand side, when we have 45 raised to the power 1 upon 2, then it will be square root 49, and the square root of 49 is equal to 7. Now next we have few questions of indices. So similarly here you can see that if we have a negative power, we will make it positive. So we will shift this 4 raised to the power minus 2 into the denominator. So it will be 1 upon 4 square, and then we will take the square of 4. So it will be 1 upon 16. So the final answer is 1 upon 16. Now we have simplified 9x raised to the power 6, and in denominator we have x cube and y square, and whole power is 1 upon 2. Then first we will break this 9 as if we make the factors of 9. It's 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 1 is 3. So we can write 9 as 3 into 3 or 3 square. Okay. So in place of 9 we can write 3 square. So here we can write 3 square. And now if we apply the division rule here, because we have same basis with division sign, so their powers will be subtracted. Okay. So x power is 1 in the numerator, so it's 1 minus 3, and the y power will be 6 minus 2, and the whole power is 1 upon 2. Okay, now we have 3 squared, and x raised to the power will be minus 2, and y raised to the power will be 4, and then the whole power is 1 upon 2. Now if we apply this power 1 upon 2 on each element inside the bracket, then it will be 3 squared multiplied by 1 upon 2, and then x raised to the power minus 2 multiplied by 1 upon 2, and y raised to the power 4 multiplied by 1 upon 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, these 2 will get cancelled, these 2 will also get cancelled. Then here we have 3, x raised to the power minus 1 and y raised to the power 2. Then as we have discussed that we never leave answer with a negative power, so we will shift this x raised to the power minus 1 into the denominator. When we shift it into the denominator, it will be 3y square upon x. Now this is the final answer, 3y square upon x. Now we have one more example. Here we have 1 upon 4 raised to the power minus 2. So to make power positive, okay, and if we have fraction inside the bracket, then if we reciprocate it, then the power will be positive. Okay, how? Like if we apply negative 2 power on 1 and negative 2 power on 4. So if we have to make it this positive, we will shift this 4 into the numerator and 1 into the denominator. Okay. So here if you directly reciprocate it like 4, so then the power will be positive. Okay. So if we take the square of 4, it is 16, and 1 square is 1. So the answer is 16. So here we have evaluate 64 raised to the power 2 upon 3. So first we will make the factors of 64. When we make the factors of 64, start with 2. 2 3 times 6, 2 2 times 4, then 2 1 times 2, 2 6 times 12, then 2 8 times 16, 2 4 times 8, 2 2 times 4, and 2 1 times 2. Okay. So basically here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 raised to the power 6. And then we have power 2 upon 3 also. Okay. So if we cancel this, 3 2 times 6. So we have 2 raised to the power 2 into 2, 4. And if we take 2 raised to the power 4, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. So it's 16. So the final answer of this part is 16. Now the last part is simplify 4x square, y power 9, x power 4, and y, and the whole power is 1 upon 2. So if we break 4, it will be 2 into 2. Like if we break this 4, so 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 1 is 2. So we can write 4 as 2 square, and then if we simplify x powers, it will be 2 minus 4. Here we have applied a division rule, so bases are same, power will be subtracted. And then y raised to the power 9 minus 1, and the whole power is 1 upon 2. Now it will be 2 square, x raised to the power minus 2, and y raised to the power 8, and then whole power is 1 upon 2. Then as this power 1 upon 2 on each element, then we will write this separately. So 2 raised to the power 2 into 1 upon 2, x raised to the power minus 2 into 1 upon 2, and y raised to the power 8 into 1 upon 2. Okay, so 2 and 2 will get cancelled, 2 4 times 8, and 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So here we have 2 x raised to the power minus 1, y raised to the power 4. We will shift negative power into the denominator, so it will be 2 y raised to the power 4 upon x. Now this is the final answer of this part. Okay, now we are moving towards the next topic, and that is the standard form. So in a standard form, basically we will write all answer in terms of 10 raised to the power. Okay, so when we write standard form, we will always have some value, then into 10 raised to the power something. Okay, so if we move from ordinary to standard form, this is an ordinary form right now. Okay, if we move from ordinary to standard form, okay, so if we move towards the left hand side, we will write positive power, and if we move towards the right hand side, we will write negative power. So here, as we have decimal here at this point. Okay, remember one thing, like in a standard form, our decimal must be after first non-zero number. Our decimal must be after first non-zero number. So if we shift it after first non-zero number, here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So we have moved it 7th place left hand side. So answer will be 3.5 into 10 raised to the power 7. Okay, so this answer is 3.5 into 10 raised to the power 7. We have moved 7 points on the left hand side. Now next, if we have this one, express 0.0000852 in a standard form, then as I have just told you that in a standard form, our decimal must be after first non-zero number. Okay, here we have 4 zeros and then we have 8. Okay, so we will shift our decimal after first non-zero number. So if we shift it on the right hand side, it's 1 2 3 4 and 5. So we have moved our point 5 times on the right hand side. So answer will be 8.52 into 10 raised to the power. Here we will write power minus 5. Okay, so if we move on left hand side, power will be positive. If we move on right hand side, power will be negative. Now here we have calculate 3 into 10 raised to the power 5 divided by 6 into 10 raised to the power minus 2, giving your answer in a standard form. So in a standard form, our decimal must be after first non-zero number. Here we have a division sign, so 3 into 10 raised to the power 5 divided by 6 into 10 raised to the power minus 2. We will divide 3 by 6, so 3 2 times 6, so it will be 1 upon 2. Okay, and then as we have same basis with division sign, so their powers will be subtracted. So 10 raised to the power 5 and then minus 2, because this 2 is also having a negative sign. So that's why we will keep it into the inside the bracket. So these outside minus sign and inside minus sign will multiply. Now we can write 1 upon 2 as 0.5. So 0.5 into 10 raised to the power 5 plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So 0.5 into 10 raised to the power 7. You are not allowed to leave answer here because this is not a standard form. The condition of a standard form is our decimal must be after first non-zero number. Okay, so here our decimal is after zero number. Okay, so then we will shift our decimal after first non-zero number. So when we shift it after first non-zero number, we will shift it on the right hand side. Okay, so when we shift it on the right hand side, so it will be 5 into 10 raised to the power. If we shift it on the right hand side, then the power will be subtracted. So it will be 7 minus 1. So if we subtract 1 from 7, it will be 5 into 10 raised to the power 6. Okay, so this is how we will write the answer. Either we have a multiplication sign or division sign in between two standard form, then the numbers will multiply or divide, and the 10 raised to the powers will be solved by applying a multiplication rule or division rule. Here in this here in this question, it is given that m is equal to 2.1 into 10 raised to the power 7 and n is equal to 3 into 10 raised to the power 4. Expressing your answer in a standard form, find m divided by n. So here first we will divide m by n. So m is 2.1 into 10 raised to the power 7 and then in division we have 3 into 10 raised to the power 4. Then if we divide 21 by 3, then it will be 0.7. So here we have 0.7 into 10 raised to the power 7 minus 4. Here we have applied division rule. Then as this is not a standard form, so we will shift our decimal after first non-zero number. So here it will be 7 into 10 raised to the power 7 minus 4 is 3, and then we will write minus 1 because we are shifting our decimal on the right hand side one place. So 7 into 10 raised to the power 2. Now this is the final answer, 7 into 10 raised to the power 2. Now its B part is very important because here we have positive sign in between two standard form. So first we have n square plus n. So first we will take the square of n. So 3 into 10 raised to the power 4 whole square plus m is 2.1 into 10 raised to the power 7. Now here when we take the square of 3, it's 9, and here we will apply the rule of index that if we have a power inside and outside the bracket, then these two powers will multiply. So 10 raised to the power will be 4 multiplied by 2, 8. Then plus 2.1 into 10 raised to the power 7. Now if we have a positive sign or negative sign in between two standard form, then first we will make both exponential powers positive. Okay, so here what we will do, we will make both standard form powers positive. Okay, positive or not, we will make both standard form powers same. Okay, so here as one standard form is having power 8 and the other one is having power 7, then we will make both as 7 or 8. Okay, so we will shift the decimal and make these two standard form has power either 7 or 8. So if we move our decimal on the right hand side in first one, so as we have discussed that when we move our decimal on the right hand side, 1 will be subtracted. So if we move our, right now our decimal is here, so if we mark 1 0, then if we have moved it on the right hand side, so it will be into 10 raised to the power 8 minus 1 and plus 2.1 into 10 raised to the power 7. Okay, so it will be 90, now it will be 90 into 10 raised to the power 7 and plus 2.1 into 10 raised to the power 7. Now both standard form are having same powers. Okay, now in this case we will take this 10 raised to the power common. When we take this 10 raised to the power 7 common, then here 90 is left and here 2.1 is left. We will write it inside the bracket. Okay, and then we will add these two numbers. If we add it, it will be 92.1 into 10 raised to the power 7. Now this is not a standard form because in the standard form we will shift our decimal after first non-zero number. So here we will shift our decimal after 9. So it will be 9.21 into 10 raised to the power will be, as we are shifting our decimal on the left hand side, okay, then we will add 1 into 7. So the final answer will be 9.21 into 10 raised to the power 8. So remember, whenever we have a positive sign or negative sign in between two standard form, then we will not add both the standard form, and what we will do, we will make both the standard form 10 raised to the power same by shifting the decimal, and then we will take that 10 raised to the power, whatever the power is, we will take that power common. Okay, and then whatever is left inside the bracket, we will add it or subtract it. And then if our decimal is not after first non-zero number, we will shift it after first non-zero number to make it standard form. So the most important thing is in standard form is decimal must be after first non-zero number. Okay, I hope you have understood this topic. Thank you.